Hello children, welcome to social science class. Today in history, we are going to learn the next chapter that is about the administration of the Chola Empire. So in the previous class, we learnt about the splendid temples and bronze sculpture, and we learnt about the agriculture and irrigation they did, right? So we learnt about that the bronze image was the most famous in the world, isn't it? So they not only did these images for deities, they did one for the devotees also, and we learnt about the agriculture and irrigation about that. So that this I didn't show you. So this is known as the sluice gate. So this was built in the 9th century in Tamil Nadu, and here you can see so what it is made of. So here it is made of traditionally made of wood or metal barrier. So the use of this particular sluice gate is about, which is commonly used to control the water level. So for example, in the dam now we have built, we can see so many dams over there, isn't it? So for what purpose they have built those dams? Because to control the water level when it rains, and for example when it flows very fast, so that it will enter inside the nearby villages and it will cause the floods over there. So here what they did to control here in the 9th century, they built the sluice gate over there to control the water levels and the flow rates. So this is the 9th century sluice gate in Tamil Nadu, as I told you earlier. So what was it used for? So as I told you, so it will regulate the overflow of water from a tank. So they'll be building the tank over there and it maintained into a channel that irrigated to the fields. So this water will be sent to the fields to fill the water for agriculture field. Then the next thing we are going to see is about the administration, about the Chola dynasty. So in this we are going to see the village level administration. So with the spread of irrigation agriculture, the peasants became prosperous. So what they did, peasants means the small holder, that means one who have a small amount of money, or they will tell it as a small landholder, like, okay. So with that a small landholder, what they are doing, they are making the agriculture. So they are spreading the irrigation of agriculture. So that what happened, the peasants became rich. Prosperous means with that agriculture part they became rich. So here what they are doing, they are settling down near the Kaveri Valley. So here the settlements of peasants was called Ar. So they were called as Ar, it seems. Ur. So here the villages where peasants lived were called as Ar. So here wherever the peasants were living over there, they'll call that particular village as Ar. So these Ars became prosperous because of irrigation now being used as a agriculture. So here this Ar became very prosperous because of the good good agriculture part. So the next thing we are going to see about so here we saw that some part of a village named as Arna. So these groups of villages were called as Nadu. So therefore Nadu was a larger unit which contained many. So Ar means, I told you, no. So here the settlements of peasants. So they'll be settling down in groups in villages, isn't it? So they were all known as Ar. So those groups together, they'll tell it as Nadu, it seems. So therefore, these Nadu was a larger unit which contained many Ar. So the third one is about the village council at the level of Ar and the Nadu. They both perform the several administrative functions like dispensing the justice and collecting taxes. Dispensing means, so whether they can able to do that. So they are giving a justice for their work as well as for their job as well as for everything. So that from that they collected the taxes. So here we learnt about that the villages, the peasants, they formed as and they formed as a villages, small villages, and such villages are were called as Nadu. And here you can see the village council, the and the Nadu, they both performed several administrative functions. They did so many work in the administrative department, but these two are the main thing they did, that is about dispensing the justice and the collecting the taxes. So here I have drawn a clear picture about the topic, that is of first the irrigation starts, that is of they started practicing the irrigation. So from that they improved the agriculture, and from the when they improved the agriculture, what happened, the social level and the economical level got reached every pair, so that the peasants became the prosperous. So we come to know that peasants became very rich at that time. So what they did, they started settling down and they were called as So this when they grouped into, they called it as Nadu. So here in the village council, what they are doing, they work together this and Tamil Nadu and the Nadu levels, and what they did, they dispensed the justice and they collected the taxes. So with this you can describe about the administration of the empire in short. Okay, the next thing is about landowners. So here who controlled the Nadu? So as we saw about the Nadu, and now we are going to see about the landowners. So who controlled the Nadu? Here we need to know that rich peasants of the Vellala caste control the Nadu. So who lived in that particular village? So here we learnt about it now. So like there were at least 3 different kinds of people living in most villages. So both in the southern and the northern parts of the continent. So who were all living like that in the most of the village? As we saw, rich peasants of the Vellala caste, they were controlling over the Nadu, isn't it? We saw, no? So in that particular time, who were there in the village? So who were there living in the village? The 3 different kinds of people were living over there. So just see who are those 3 peoples. So here you can categorize it into 3. That is about in the southern part, in the Tamil region alone, Vellala. So the first thing is about the first level person is of Vellala. They are the large landowners. Landowners means you all know, na? So they have so many lands. So they'll be the owner for that particular land. So they are known as Vellalas, and they are having the large landowners. And next is of Ullavar. So you all know in Tamil, we'll tell it as Ullavar. So what was the work about the Ullavar? So they'll be doing the ordinary ploughman. So they'll be working in the agriculture field as a ploughman. That means they have to get out the crops which are all grown, right? And next is of Kadaisiyar, and we'll tell it as Adime. So in Tamil we know Adime means what? They'll be treated as a slaves. So they won't have anything else, so that they will become a laborers, and including they'll be called as a slave. So these 3 different people were living in each and every villages, not only in southern part, and in the northern part it will be something different. So the next thing we are going to see about something about the landowners, that is about, so this rich peasants of the Vellala caste, what they'll do, they had a considerable control. So they have the considerable, that means notably large in size. So this considerable part means they'll have the large in size of land, but they'll be having the control over the affairs of the Nadu. So this Nadu people will be control over the rich peasants, but it should happen. So whatever the tax, they have to get it from them, whatever they are getting from them. So all these things should be done under the supervision of the central Chola government. So they need to get the permission from the Chola government. Then only they can order the tax or whatever it is. So they themselves cannot collect any taxes. So the thing was, the rich peasants have the thing to consider, to control over the affairs of the Nadu, but under the supervision of the central Chola government only they have to do it. Okay. Then the next part we are going to see about the king and landowners. So as markers of respect, the Chola kings gave some rich landowners title like. So they gave some, here the Chola, during the Chola periods, they give the subtitles for the those fellows who were living over there. So that those titles were, first one, Moovaintha Velan, that is of what is the meaning about the Moovaintha Velan? Velan means peasant. So therefore, Moovaintha Velan means a peasant serving three kings. So what was the meaning for Moovaintha Velan? Velan means peasant. Moovaintha Velan means it's a part one who serves three kings. Then Arayar meaning chief. So here the king entrusted them with important poets of the state and center. So here are the two things, titles they gave for the landowners. And the next thing we are going to see is about, like others, the Brahmanas were also given land grants or Brahmadeya. So here we already know what do you mean by land grants, isn't it? So the other name we'll call it as Brahmadeya. So here many Brahmana, they started settling in the Kaveri Valley and other parts of South India. Why they settled here? Because they have the large landforms, isn't it? So they have to settle over there in the Kaveri Valley and near the other parts of South India. Then the next part we are going to take is about Sabhas. So who manage these kinds of land grants? So here you can see that each Brahmadeya was looked after by an assembly of prominent Brahmin landholders. So here what you can see, each Brahmadeya means the landform which was given there, no? So these Brahmadeya was looked after by an assembly of prominent Brahmin landowners. So all these landowners from Brahmin family, they'll be looking after that. So this is known as, this assembly was called as Sabha. So how were this Sabha organized? So the Sabha had separate committees to look after different tasks like irrigation work, gardens, temples, etc. For example, in your school, when they are organizing a program, so what they'll do, they'll allot the works for each and every students, right? So this kinds of students have to dance, these kinds of students have to play, these kinds of students have to act. So the teachers will organize the program. Same like that, if they have to continue the Sabha, what they have to do, they have to separate the committees for all the tasks, isn't it? Task means for all the work. So here they are organizing for the irrigation work, they should look after the gardens, they have to look after the temples. So for these things they maintain this Sabha. Now we are going to learn about how these Sabha, the committee members, are being elected. So here, for example, when you are in the classroom, 5 of them are studying very well. So your teacher doesn't know who is going to be the class leader. So what will the teacher says? So she'll be writing all the 5 names in a paper, in separate paper, and she'll put it in a box or something else, and she'll say someone else to take. That means to choose any one to become a class leader. So same thing, it happened in this Sabha. That means, so the names of people who are eligible to be the member of these committees were written like in a small tickets of palm leaves. We all know the palm leaves which has been taken from the palm trees, isn't it? So these tickets were put into the earthenware part. So what do you mean by earthenware part? As we are using the mud part, no? The same thing. So after that what they'll do, they'll call out the young boy and was asked to take out the tickets from the pot. So after that, one by one, while they are taking the papers, they'll become the committee members of the Sabha. So like this, they have chosen the Sabha people. So how come we come to know about these above informations? So here we come to know about these information which was found in the inscription from the place Uttanameru. So where it was? It was in the Chengalpattu district and it was in Tamil Nadu. So have you all gone to Chennai? So when you go to Chennai in train, you can see this Chengalpattu district. So that was the first station before you enter into the Chennai. So I hope that you all understand about today's class, that we saw about the administration of Chola dynasty. So we learnt about the sluice gate, about the administration Nadu, and we learnt about the full abbreviation about that, and we learnt about the 3 kinds of people who were there in the village, and we learnt about the landowners, and we learnt about who is known as Moovaintha Velan and Arayar, and we learnt about Sabha. And so these kinds of things we learned today. So if you have any doubts, you can clarify with me. So I'll just post these thing in your Google Classroom. Kindly copy this and learn this. So I hope that you all understand today's class. So thank you, my dear children. Bye.